Good morning, grade 6 learners. Are you ready for another day of fun and learning? Again, I'm Mary Faith B. Insigne from Roberta de Jesus Elementary School, your mathematics teacher buddy for today. And welcome to another session here in Valenzuela Live Mathematics 6. As we continue our live streaming session, we are now on the third week of the fourth quarter. So, what are you waiting for? Comment down your name and the name of your school. You may type your answers and questions that are related to our topic in the comment box. Lastly, please prepare your math module, pen, and notebook for taking down some important details. Because, hand in hand, we will explore the math adventures and fun activities for this session. So, let's begin. Here's the objective of our topic based on the most essential learning competencies. In this session, you will be able to, number 1, read and interpret electric and water meter readings, and solve routine and non-routine problems involving electric and water consumption. Let's have our first activity, entitled Name That Logo. Here's the directions. In this activity, you are going to name the common logos that can be seen around. You may ask for help from your family members in order to identify all the items given. But before that, may I see your heart reaction if you are still here and watching? Good job! Now, let's start! Let's have number 1. What agency is represented by this logo? Great job! The answer is Department of Education or DepEd. For number 2, how about this logo? If your answer is DOH or Department of Health, you got it right. Next, number 3. What agency is represented by this logo? Correct. DSWD or Department of Social Welfare and Development. Then number 4, how about this logo? Very good. The answer is Meralco or Manila Electric Railway and Light Company. And how about this? What company is represented by this logo? Excellent job! You got the correct answer, which is Maynilad or Maynilad Water Services Incorporated. Did you enjoy and answer all the questions from our activity? If yes, amazing job, grade 6 learners, and congratulations! Now, do you still recall this logo? Very good! These are the Meralco and Maynilad. Meralco is the electric power company, while the Maynilad is the water distribution company here in our country. For today's topic, we will learn on how to read the electric and water meters and to know how much your electricity and water that you consume. Electricity and water are very important in our day-to-day living. We use some of these appliances to easily do our chores and use water in cooking, cleaning, etc. Can you ask your parents how much your electric and water monthly bill? Really? So, how can you help your parents minimize your electric and water consumption? Very good. We need to conserve our electricity and water. There are many ways on how to conserve our electricity and water. Now, let's have problem number 1. Mr. Agua is computing his monthly electrical consumption. based on the electric meter shown below. How many kilowatt hours did Mr. Agua consume this month? If the basic cost of electricity is 9 pesos per kilowatt hour, how much will he pay? To determine Mr. Agua's electric consumption, we should read the previous and present electric meter. But how are we going to read electric meter and solve the amount of his electricity bill? Let's find out. Electric meter is a device used to measure electricity consumption, which is measured by kilowatt hour or kWh. There are two types of electric meter. On the left side is the analog electric meter, which is the old style with small dials, while on the right side is a digital electric meter where most households use nowadays. In an analog electric meter, you will notice that it has 5 dials, namely dial A, dial B, dial C, dial D, and dial E. These dials measure the number of kilowatt hour you use in ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000 kilowatt hour. The dials have alternating clockwise and counterclockwise pointer, rotations, and positions of numbers from 0 to 9. Each dial on the meter is numbered from 0 to 9 and has a pointer like the hand of a clock that turns either clockwise, counterclockwise, or from right to left, and the counterclockwise is left to right. So, the pointers of A and C and E turn clockwise, while the pointers B and D turn counterclockwise. Here's the steps in reading electric meter. Step 1. In reading the dials, start from the leftmost dial going to the right, or from dial A to dial E. Step number 2. Read the numbers by the pointer of the dial. Take note, when the pointer is between the two numbers, the previous or lower number must be chosen. Let's apply this in our example. First thing that we need to do is to read the present reading of Mr. Agua's electric meter. Again, we must read the electric meter from left to right, from dial A to dial E. Let's start from dial A. We can see that the pointer is between 0 and 9. Record the smaller number, which is 0. In dial B, the pointer is almost on 6, but the dial to its right has not passed 0. So you would record this as 5. In dial C, the pointer is between 8 and 9. Record the smaller or previous number, which is 8. In dial D, the pointer is almost on 5, but the dial to its right has not passed 0. So you will record this as 4. And the dial E, the pointer is between 6 and 7. Record the smaller or previous number, which is 6. So, the present reading is 5,846 kilowatt hour. Next, let's proceed to previous reading. Again, we must read the dial or electric meter from left to right or from dial A to dial E. Let's start from dial A. The pointer is directly on 0. Record as 0. In dial B, the pointer is between 5 and 6. Record the smaller or previous number, which is 5. In dial C, the pointer is between 2 and 3. Record again the smaller or previous number, which is 2. And in dial D, the pointer is between 8 and 7. Record again the smaller or previous number, which is 7. And take note, if the pointer is between 9 and 0, record 9. If it is between 0 and 1, record 0. In this case, the dial E, the pointer is between 0 and 1. So, record 0. Therefore, the previous reading is 5,270 kilowatt hours. Now, let's recall our problem. The first question is, how many kilowatt hours did Mr. Agua consume this month? To determine the electricity consumed, we need to subtract the previous reading from present reading. Let's subtract the present reading, which is 5,846 kilowatt hours, and the previous reading is 5,270 kilowatt hours. So what is your answer? Very good. So here's the solution. We have 6 minus 0 equals 6. 4 minus 7 cannot be. 4 will become 14 and 8 becomes 7. 14 minus 7 equals 7 and 7 minus 2 equals 5. Therefore, Mr. Agua consumed 576 kilowatt hour this month. For letter B, the question is, if the basic cost of electricity is 9 pesos per kilowatt hour, how much will he pay? To get the amount of billing, we need to multiply the kilowatt hour consumed by the cost per kilowatt hour. So, what do you think is the product? Good job! Let us see the solution. So that 576 multiplied by 9, 6 times 9 equals 54. Write down 4, regroup 5. 7 times 9 equals 63. Plus 5 equals 68. Write down 8, regroup 6. 5 times 9 equals 45. Plus 6 equals 51. Do we have the same answer? If yes, great job. Therefore, Mr. Agua will pay 5,184 pesos. Let's proceed to water meter reading. Water meter, it is a device used measuring the quantity or volume of water that we consume, which is measured by unit measure for volume such as cubic meters and liters. The water meter is not the same as the electric meter because it is a digital meter that shows digits. The last 3 digits at the right form the decimal or fractional part when measuring the amount of water consumed. In this part, with red color background, that is part of liter or fractional part, while the black color registered as cubic meters. To get the actual reading in cubic meters, multiply the numbers that appears by 1,000. Let's find the reading on this example. So what do you think is the reading? Alright, the reading is 42,522 liters. But we need to get the actual reading in cubic meters. So, multiply 42,522 by 1,000. And what do you think is the answer? Very good. So, we have 42 and 522 cubic meters. Next, let's find the reading on this example. The reading is 143,000 cubic meter. But we need to get the reading in liters. We must multiply 143,000 by 1,000. And what is the product? Good job! The answer is 143 liters. Let's have problem number 2. Marisol's record of their water consumption is as follows. So the initial reading is 0014. For the month of January, we have 0256. For February, we have 0459. And for the month of March, we have 0652. These are the questions that we need to answer. Letter A, on what month did she consume most water? Letter B, how many liters of water did she use for 3 months? And letter C, find the average monthly consumption. But first, we need to get the monthly consumption to easily identify which month has the most water consumed. To solve for the amount of water used each month, subtract the initial reading from the first month's reading. For the following month, subtract the previous month from the current month's reading. Since the initial reading is 0014 or 14 cubic meters, this will be the previous reading. To be subtracted from present reading or from the month of January. Subtract 256 cubic meters to 14 cubic meters. So what do you think is the answer? Very good. So let us solve. 6 minus 4 equals 2. 5 minus 1 equals 4. Bring down 2. So the cubic meters used for the month of January is 242 cubic meters. Then for the month of February, subtract the previous month, which is January, water consumed to the recent month, which is February. Subtract 459 cubic meters and 242 cubic meters. Let us solve. 9 minus 2 equals 7. 5 minus 4 equals 1. 4 minus 2 equals 2. So, the answer is 217 cubic meters. Next, for the month of March. Subtract the previous month water consumed to the recent month. Subtract 652 cubic meters to 217 cubic meters. So, what do you think is the answer? Very good. 2 minus 7 cannot be. So, we must do regrouping. 2 will become 12 and 5 will become 4. 12 minus 7 equals 5. 4 minus 1 equals 3. And 6 minus 2 equals 4. So, the water meters consumed is 435 cubic meters. Since we already have the monthly water consumed, you can answer the first question. On what month did she consume most water? Very good. The highest amount of water they consumed was in March. For second question, how many cubic meters did she use for 3 months? This time, you need to get the sum of the water consumption for the 3 months. So, let's add 242 cubic meters for the month of January, 217 cubic meters for the month of February, and for the month of March, we have 435 cubic meters. Do we have the same answer? If yes, great job. The amount of water consumption from January to March is 894 cubic meters. For the last question, find the average monthly water consumption. To get the average monthly consumption, find the total consumption for the 3 months, then divide it by 3. So, 894 divided by 3. Let us solve. 8 divided by 3, the answer is 2. 2 times 3 equals 6. 8 minus 6 equals 2. Bring down 9. 29 divided by 3, the answer is 9. 9 times 3 equals 27. 29 minus 27 equals 2. Bring down 4. 24 divided by 3, the answer is 8. Therefore, the answer for the average monthly consumption is 298 cubic meters. Let's have another activity. For letter A, write the reading shown on each electric meter. What is the reading shown in number 1? Excellent. The answer is 75,846 kilowatt hours. And number 2, find the electric meter reading of these 5 dials. What is your answer? Correct. The answer is 60,394 kilowatt hours. Next activity. For letter B, write the water meter readings in liters and cubic meters. Number 1. Find the water meter reading of this meter in liters and cubic meters. Very good. The answer is 12,847 in liters and 12,847 thousandths in cubic meters. Lastly, find the meter reading shown in this number 2. Good job! If your answer is 702,739 liters and 702 and 739 thousandths cubic meters. For activity number 2, complete the table to find the electric consumption of the following. Number 1. Find the electric consumption if the present reading is 3,789 kilowatt hours and the previous is 2,549 kilowatt hours. We must subtract only the previous from the present reading. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is 1,240 kilowatt hours. Number 2. Find the previous reading if the present reading is 6,812 kilowatt hours and the kilowatt hour used is 5,333 kilowatt hours. We must subtract only the kilowatt hour used from the present reading. What is your answer? Good job. The answer is 1,479 kilowatt hours. For number 3, find the present reading if the previous reading is 3,680 kilowatt hours and the electric consumption is 476 kilowatt hours. We must find the sum of the kilowatt hour used and the previous reading. What do you think is the answer? Great job! The answer is 4,156 kilowatt hours. For letter B, fill in the missing information in the table to find the water consumption of the following. First, find the water consumption if the present reading is 4,342 cubic meters and the previous reading is 3,945 cubic meters. We must subtract only the previous reading from the present reading. What is your answer? Good job! The answer is 397 cubic meters. For number 2, find the present reading if the previous reading is 5,687 cubic meters and the water consumption is 3,036 cubic meters. All we have to do is to find the sum of cubic meters used and previous reading. What is your answer? Very good. The answer is 8,687 723 cubic meters. Number 3. Find the previous reading if the present reading is 535 cubic meters and the water consumption is 321 cubic meters. All we have to do is to subtract the cubic meters used from the present reading. And what is your answer? Great job! The answer is 210 cubic meters. I'm sure you are ready to answer our last activity. Here's the directions. Answer the following questions by choosing the correct letter, then type your answer in the comment box. Are you ready? I'll give you 30 seconds to answer each problem. The first question is, what is the meter reading below? Letter A, 38,192 kilowatt hours. Letter B, 38,293 kilowatt hours. Letter C, 39,102 kilowatt hours. And letter D, 39,293 kilowatt hours. Your 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? The correct answer is letter A, or 38,192 kilowatt hours. Next, question number 2. What is the water meter reading in cubic meter? The choices are letter A, 35,284 cubic meters. Letter B, 352 and 84 cubic meters. Letter C, 35 and 284 cubic meters. And letter D, 3 and 5,284 10,000 cubic meters. Your 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Okay, time's up. If your answer is letter C, or 35 and 284 cubic meters, you got the correct answer. Next question. For number 3, Marites monitors closely their electric consumption. This month, the reading on their dial is 5634. And last month, it was 5554. How many kilowatt hours was used? Letter A, 80 kilowatt hours. Letter B, 85 kilowatt hours. Letter C, 90 kilowatt hours. And letter D, 95 kilowatt hours. Your 30 seconds. Timer starts now. Alright, time's up. What is your answer? Letter A, 80 kilowatt hours is the right reserve. Next, question number 4. The reading of water consumption for the month of June is 245 or 0.00245, and for July is 0.00280 or 280. How many liters of water was consumed for the month of July? The choices are letter A, 25 liters, letter B, 30 liters, letter C, 35 liters, and letter D, 40 liters. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? Great job! The answer is letter C, 35 liters. For the last question, the Matipid family consumed 5 and 980,000 cubic meters. How much will they pay if a cubic meter of water costs 50 pesos? Here's the choices. Letter A, 190 pesos. Letter B, 199 pesos. Letter C, 290 pesos. Letter D, 299 pesos. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Alright, time is up. If your answer is letter D, 299 pesos, you are right. Amazing job, Mathletes, and thank you for responding to our activity. Now, let's remember the following. Number 1. Electric meter is a device used in measuring electric energy consumption, which is measured in kilowatt hours. Number 2. To read the electric meter, read each dial from left to right, looking at the number where the pointer is. When the pointer is between two numbers, the previous or lower number must be chosen. If it's between 9 and 0, record 9. And to find the amount of electricity consumed, subtract the previous reading from the present reading. Number 3. Water meter is a tool used in measuring water consumption, which can be measured in cubic meters and liters. For number 4, the last 3 digits of the right show the fractions of cubic meters of water consumed. To find the water consumption, subtract the previous reading from the present reading. Your participation throughout the session just proves that you are now ready to answer all activities on your self-learning module. For additional concerns and clarifications, your mathematics teacher would accommodate you on your follow-up discussion. And that ends our session for today. Good job, grade 6 learners, for participating and listening to our discussion. I hope you have a amazing job time with me today. Once again, I'm Teacher Faith from Roberta De Jesus Elementary School. See you in the next session. Goodbye!